Okay, so let's see what's going on here. For Luna Snow, what's important is, of course, keeping yourself safe through positioning, making sure that your snowflake is always on a target, using your abilities, and using your ultimate at the right times. Okay, the one thing I'm noticing is your snowflake is not on anyone right now. And you definitely want to keep the snowflake. Generally, the target that you want to keep the snowflake on is probably a diver or a flanker like Magic, because you're not going to be seeing them most of the time, but you still want to be able to heal them remotely. Whenever you heal your tank or whenever you heal an ally, you want this guy, wherever he is on the map, to get some healing. So you'd probably use it on a DPS like this, or maybe even Captain America. You just have to put it on someone. Okay, that's a nice freeze. Now, you're placing the snowflake on this guy, which is okay. Then you get hit here. You see the Jeff, but I probably wouldn't even really look at this Jeff, because this guy is super high priority because he's about to die. So I want to make sure that this guy doesn't die. Right, and then you hit the Emma instead of just straight up healing this guy. And then you use your shift, but you probably should have used it earlier. Although this was kind of unfortunate because the rest of your team is I don't even know where. But just straight up here, I'm seeing the fact that you haven't used your snowflake. And kind of a weird target priority there. Okay, healing this guy, that's fine. Okay, healing that guy. Okay, you can't see him anymore. Again, you haven't really placed your snowflake on anyone. And again, this is a bit unfortunate because of the weird positioning. Although in this case, let's take a look. So it's only you, the Bucky, and one Captain America versus the enemy team. So this fight is pretty much lost here. So probably shouldn't even really bother to do something here, to be honest with you. Like, maybe try to heal something right here. Although I'm not really sure why you're walking forward. I mean, you're trying to heal the Captain America, but if that means walking in the face of a thing, just forget about it. Your number one priority should be to keep yourself safe. And if that means letting a teammate die, so be it. But don't put yourself into bad positions just to save someone. Because this guy can probably be fine, right? He's a Captain America, he can just dash around, jump around, he's gonna be okay, probably. But you, walking into a thing, this is just a recipe for disaster. And still haven't really placed your snowflake on anyone. Like, even if you don't have the best target, like if you don't see the Magic or you don't see the Star-Lord or anyone, at least place it on the tank, because it does like 35% extra healing. So at least place it on someone. Okay, there you go, thank you. The tank is probably not the best target, like I said. You just generally want to place it on a DPS that's going to be going around, flanking, that's you're going to have a harder time just healing directly, but you still want to give them some remote healing. So the Snowflake is probably better placed on Star-Lord or Magic. I mean, the tank is fine, at least you're using it now, but yeah, the Magic or the Star-Lord are probably a bit better. That's a nice freeze, I like how you're using the freeze. Kind of the issue here is that you ran away from your team. Okay, so now you're with your team, which is okay. But then you go so far back that no one is even around you to help if you need it. Like, your team is here and you're just running away from them, right? If you want to 1v1 the Jeff, that's fine, but probably not going to win. So you don't want to run away. When you're getting pressured like this, you want to be next to your team, right? Because in general, right, on support, it is better to stay back because it's generally safer, but it doesn't mean so far back that you're kind of almost isolating yourself. You want to be in the back of the team, but kind of right behind them. Not super far back, and of course not in the front, just slightly behind your team, like maybe around here. You can even be almost on the same line as your other DPS, like adjacent in a way, just don't be in the same line as your tank, but slightly behind. Right, because you see, exactly, you've literally completely isolated yourself from the rest of your team, so of course they can't even help because you're just so far away. And because of this, the Jeff is keeping you 100% occupied, so you can't heal these guys, so they're getting destroyed. And then you're getting destroyed, because your team got destroyed. Right, so you want to stay with your team, but in the back of them. Probably shouldn't take a portal if you don't know where it goes. Okay, that's a nice shooting. But again, you see, you're just kind of chasing after him. Right? So you're with your team. And then you're still kind of, in a way, going to isolate yourself. Like, don't chase the diver. Just stay with your team and shoot from a distance, right? Just plant yourself in the back of your team, like over here or over here. Don't chase, don't go after the diver. Now, and because of that, this guy kind of dies. And again, you've kind of isolated yourself. So just stay in the back of your team. Now, overall, this game does look kind of weird from your teammates' perspective as well. So probably not that much you can do in this game, but still, you're still kind of isolating yourself, still not using the snowflake. That's an interesting ultimate. What's the point of this shift? This guy is almost full HP by himself already. Like, what's the point of this shift? You can't just regularly heal him. You want to use your shift when you run out of ammo, when these guys are taking more damage, but especially when there are enemies that you can stack damage with your shift. So you want to heal your teammate and damage enemies at the same time because it pierces. So this is definitely way too early to be using your shift like this. There's really no enemies close enough. Like, you're hitting them a little bit there, but it's such a waste. And again, no snowflake. Where's your snowflake? Your snowflake should probably be on the Star Road, wherever he is. Right, on the Star Road, where is he? Oh, he's over there. Yeah, especially when he's using an ultimate. This guy should get priority healing because he's using an ultimate and you don't want him to randomly die during an ultimate. Yeah, I think this is fine because the guys were low. That's a bit unfortunate. Although, actually you did contest the point, so it's not... I was about to say, you probably shouldn't leave your team completely by themselves, but you did have to contest the point. Okay, let me see. No. No, you could have stood here. Right? The point was contested or like captured, and you're just kind of leaving these guys by themselves now. You know, like you're using your ultimate, but you're not really healing anyone. Yeah, you're healing that guy, that's fine. Could probably have tried to freeze here. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a hard reaction to do, but it's just something you kind of have to anticipate. Still, at least you did use your shift. this is... yeah, I don't think you can escape from this because the guy is on top of you. But I think, yeah, you do have the freeze actually. Why didn't you just freeze this guy? What? You had your freeze available. So right here, you can just turn and freeze him. Or even here, just turn and freeze him, right? Use your freeze on him. These guys are basically, like, these guys are full HP. So again, remember what I said? You're the #1 priority. So you can freeze this guy. Just freeze him. I don't know why you don't freeze him. As soon as someone is in your face, freeze. Again, use the snowflake. There's no one who has the snowflake. I don't know why you're not using the snowflake. It should always be on someone. Even the tank, right? The tank, even if the tank is not the best target, it's still better to be placed. That's a nice freeze, by the way. Holy, that's a really good freeze. Well done. But the snowflake should always be on someone. Okay, because it's extra healing. Yep, I like that. That's nice. Probably look for a freeze right after, maybe. Or a freeze on this. Yeah, like that. Thank you. Yeah, that's nice. I like that you're shooting the Spider-Man. That's really nice. That was a good freeze attempt. Could probably have looked for a shift here, to be honest. Like, you can definitely use your shift just for damage, because it makes your attacks easier to hit, and it does quite a bit of damage. It does like 60 per attack, I think. Alright, so what I'm seeing the most right now is you're kind of in awkward positions, your shift usage is a bit weird, and you're definitely not using that snowflake. Okay, let's look at the rest of this. Again, where's your snowflake? Your snowflake is on nobody again. You should, by the way, be trying to place the snowflake from the spawn room before the round even starts. Also, maybe look for a clap here, like a shift. Yeah, I should definitely look for a shift. But again, like I said, when you're using your shift, try to maybe line yourself up to hit as many enemies as possible as well, because it builds up a lot of ultimate charge if you can do damage and healing at the same time. Again, you could have maybe looked for a freeze, especially when your tanks are getting dominated like this. You can just throw a freeze on the enemy tank and just block them for a little bit, or like stun them for a little bit, like that. Yeah, you just should have done it a bit earlier. And you can again look for a shift. Thank you. There you go. And you see, look how much damage your shift is doing to the enemy backline. That's what you want to be doing. You want to pierce enemies and do as much damage as possible with it. Probably look for an ultimate. I think this is a bit early. I was about to say you should be looking for an ultimate, but not this early, maybe. Yeah, maybe not this early. Although it's not the worst by any means. It's not the worst. It's just maybe a bit early. Because now you're getting matched, and her ultimate is actually going to be better, because it's gonna end like 2 seconds after yours. That's why I say it's a bit late, or like a bit early. Okay, this makes sense, but not when your team is getting destroyed on the point. Okay, actually, it does work out, but... Okay. Okay, it does work out. Still probably not ideal. Damn, you get eaten here. Yeah. Again, no snowflake on anyone. And another thing with your snowflake is, there you go. The snowflake is important because it gives extra healing, which means you build up your ultimate faster. There's so many more reasons to use that snowflake. Why are you walking in front of your tank? Why are you walking forward into the enemies as a support? There you go. That's better. Could still maybe look for a freeze here on someone. Yep, there you go. At least you used it. Yeah. You can also kind of try to anticipate the enemy ultimate, like the Strange or like the Thing or like Spider-Man, and try to keep your freeze for them. Right? That's also something you can try to keep in mind and anticipate using your freeze for those ultimates. Because if you manage to interrupt their ultimates with a freeze, it's insane. Okay, let's see now the final round. Still Snowflake. Snowflake on someone. Maybe the Star-Lord is probably the best target for the Snowflake right now. There's the Jeff behind you. Yeah, I think it's okay to kind of ignore him. And see, this is nice that you're going to your team, okay? I like that you're going to your team. But you should probably, yeah, I should probably heal your Strange. And you should definitely look up and maybe heal this guy. And you see, if you had your Snowflake on someone, I guarantee that you would have had your ultimate in time. Because this is quite literally can be like 30% extra healing, which obviously is a lot of extra ultimate charge. It can genuinely be the only difference between having ultimate and not having ultimate. I like that you're waiting for your team here. Yep, this is good. Shouldn't be going off by yourself, so you're just waiting to regroup. That's good. But again, no Snowflake. You really gotta use that Snowflake, man. Probably look for a clap. Yep, there you go. Probably ult here. Should definitely ult up. That was definitely a bit late than it should have been, because your guy probably almost died because of it. Okay. Although, here's something to keep in mind. On the last like 1 or 2 seconds of your ultimate, you should use those last 1 or 2 seconds to disengage and get yourself to a better position. Because if your ultimate ends, right, like that, yeah, basically. Because if your ultimate ends and you're left in a bad position, you're just screwed. Now, this is maybe a bit too far away, because you went into the Jeff and you again, like, you see, you're so far back that you're basically isolating yourself. Like, you're not even in the Invis-Woman ult now. I think you could definitely keep looking at this, Luna. But still, no Snowflake on anyone. No Snowflake. Put it on your Star-Lord or your Scarlet Witch. Or even your tank, just put your Snowflake on someone. Because it's literally missing out on like 30% healing. Hey, waiting here is fine. You could probably just walk a bit forward. Or like at least look at your teammates, you know? Right, just make sure you actually see your teammates. Why are you just sitting around like this?
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
Probably clap. Should probably shift. Should probably shift, yep. Hey, that's fine, but I would probably try to like see where the Strange is and maybe help him. Like, just, right, you see this, right? You see the big cross that says critical health. Maybe we should, you know, take a peek at that guy, because he definitely needs some healing. forced range, you know, just look for this guy. Okay, you've used your snowflake. Not the best target, but at least you've used it now. Okay, that's a nice freeze, or like nice freeze attempt. Same with the clap, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think you get... I don't think there's nothing you could have done here, really. And your positioning wasn't the worst. Yeah, that was just unfortunate. Okay, just waiting for team. That's okay, that's fine. But we could be using this time to place our snowflake, maybe, on the Iron Fist. You should also probably turn around and shoot this. You can also use your freeze or even your shift in bad situations, because using your abilities, it gives you some healing over time. So if you're in a bad spot, you can just use your freeze. Yep, that's a nice freeze. Again though, where's your freeze? Where is your freeze? You also don't want to be the first one who jumps into the portal, because you are a support. Right? Like, what if the enemies are waiting and you get absolutely stomped the second you jump into the portal? Right? Wait for your tanks. Maybe even, like, look around a little bit, like, where are you even jumping into, you know? Where is this? Where are the enemies? Don't just jump straight first like that. You can even just not jump at all. You can just sit here and heal your teammates from here. Right? And then in like 10 seconds, when the portal is about to run out, you can then jump into. Should also probably shift immediately here. Oh, I never mind, you don't have it, my bad. Should also look at your other support. You want to make sure that your other support is fine. Look, they are giving you shields, they're trying to heal you, and you're just completely ignoring them. Right, look at this. And you see them right here. And that was a bit of a nitpick, but yeah. Overall though, your snowflake is like barely useless, like you don't even have that ability. Secondly, you also should be using your shift a lot more and just looking at targets that actually need healing. You're almost sometimes even ignoring targets who need healing just to shoot a little bit. The only time you should be shooting is when there's a target that's really, really close to dying, like there's an easy kill, or everyone else is full HP, but if there's targets who need healing, you should be healing first. So this is the second game, same maps look like it, the one where you said you kind of swap, and immediately, still, no snowflake. I put it, oh there, okay, thank you, finally. At least you're using it this time. I don't know why you didn't use it last game at all. Maybe you're going to be using it more this game. Hopefully. Okay, this is fine. Probably should be looking for a clap. Like right now, right instantly you should be looking for a clap to kind of do damage on the enemies. Okay. Damage. So like look for... There's someone to your left, by the way. Do you not hear this magic? I would be looking to my left. Thank you. Like, there's a magic right between you, man. What? Okay. The reason I'm saying you need to use your shift earlier is because your shift is actually not that much extra healing compared to your regular attack. So you want to be using the shift mostly for damage or when you run out of ammo. So you can't just use it at the start of a fight to really do a lot of damage and then just heal regularly. Because if someone is super low and you use your shift, you're going to have that animation that's going to make it kind of awkward, and it can lead up to someone dying because of that animation. So you don't really want to be using the shift as emergency. That's a nice freeze, by the way. Yep, well done. Although I probably wouldn't be walking like this, so you can just sit here. So you froze the guy, he's frozen. There's no need to walk like so far forward, right? You can just sit here, wait for this guy to get killed by someone on your team because he was frozen. Right? Like you can just sit here because he's frozen. You see your teammates are going to deal with him, but you run into the magic. Why are we walking forward there? Snowflake? Snowflake, please. Snowflake. Snowflake. On the Moon Knight, on the Star-Lord, on anyone really. Thank you. Okay, although this is kind of an awkward position, because if we look again, you're kind of, again, basically isolated by yourself, right? So, look, your team, it's like this, right? This guy is sitting in the back, but at least he's close to the team. This guy is sitting in the back, but at least he's close to the team. Whereas you're still sitting in the back, but you're almost by yourself. So, look, we can draw kind of a nice shape around your team, but then you're all by yourself here. So it's kind of like this Thor could have definitely gone for you. Okay, which he's doing now. Exactly what I said that's gonna happen happened. The Thor and the magic. Why? Because you were all by yourself. No one can help you when you're so far away. You've made yourself an easier target. Snowflake, snowflake, snowflake. Now this is okay, right? It's still technically isolated, but it's such a nice position with cover and other stuff that it's not that bad. Okay, so but if you see people are starting to kind of loop around and maybe look for you to dive, then you should probably move a little bit closer to your team. But for now, this position is okay. You've got plenty of cover, you're in the back. Yep, you can see everyone, you can heal, that's nice. Probably look for a freeze, like you can definitely look for a freeze on Thor when he's going this close, or maybe look for a freeze here. And also a clap, like that. Yep, there you go, nice. But like I said, with your clap, you should be looking to do some damage with your clap. And if you looked to do damage, you probably could have saved the Emma as well. Should probably be prepared to use your ult, maybe. Although it doesn't look like you need it actually. Yeah, it's fine, just keep it for the next round. Because the enemies did kind of get stomped this time. Okay, so the only big issue so far has been definitely the snowflake. Like, you should not really be placing on the tank, but at least you used the snowflake this time. And isolating yourself over there. Those were kind of the main issues now. Okay, let's see the second round. Again, snowflake, 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 snowflake. Still sitting so far in the back that you've basically isolated yourself. I understand that you want to stay back as a support, but there is such a thing as too far back. Because you want to be in the back to stay away from danger, but not so far back that you make yourself an easy target by being isolated. So you want to be, like I said, in the back of your team, just slightly behind them, right? Because if enemies want to damage you, they have to go through the rest of your team. That's kind of the point of sitting in the back, right? So you have these guys as your bodyguards, but if you're so far away, there's no one to protect you. And still, snowflake. I think this was okay, although you Probably could have used your freeze or your shift. But it's not the worst ultimate. Yeah, it's not the worst ultimate. It's okay, actually. Still, you shouldn't be forced to use a panic ult like this, right? I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not ideal to use a panic ult. Okay, run away, that's nice, nice. Okay, just keep running, just keep running. But again, snowflake, snowflake on someone, snowflake. Also, your guy is getting damaged and you're not even bothering with him. What? Yeah, poor guy just completely forgot about the teammate. And again, why are we jumping in front of a tank? There's no need to be this eager. And why are you walking so close, man? If this guy just loops around, just plant yourself in a position and wait for him to show himself. Remember, the number one thing is to keep yourself safe. If you try to save someone, but it means that you put yourself in a bad spot, forget about it. Like, why are you walking into what is going on? Why are you... Of course you die, because you're in the middle of the enemy team. Why are you walking into the enemies like this? Just plant yourself somewhere in the back. And snowflake. Maybe heal the guy that's getting damaged in front of your eyes? Oh my god, it's happened 2 times. This is what I've said on the previous one. There's a time to do damage and there's a time to do healing. And if your teammate is getting destroyed, that's not the time to do damage.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Same thing. As support, you should be keeping track of every one of your teammates. Like, look at this guy. Right, you can even see him to the right here. It might be you want to go into the cloak ultimate so you don't get destroyed by the squirrel girl. Thank you.
Behold the god of thunder! Behold the god of thunder!
Okay, that's actually a nice loop around. Yep, that's fine. Also an okay freeze. Yeah, definitely should be running from there. I think you might die, yeah. You can also use your freeze, or like your clap, as you're running, because it does give you healing over time. Okay, now you swap the rocket. Okay, let's see. Again, you don't want to be jumping. You want to, at the very least, look where you're jumping. Okay, yep, I like that. But in a emergency situation like this, where you don't really have the time to look for a good spot, just literally just yeet it out there, far away so that the enemies can't get to it instantly, and look to heal your teammates, because that's more important, right? Just genuinely, just yeet it out here and look to heal your teammates. As look, this guy needs healing, that guy needs healing, this guy needs healing. Right, but if you place your res in the time that it takes you to look for a perfect positioning for your res, it means that someone dies. It's kind of a wasted res if you think about it. Just make sure to kind of yeet it out there just so that it's actually placed, and then look to heal your team. Okay, looks like now you swapped to Strange, and I mean we can take a quick look at this as well. But yeah, for Rocket, just place your res really quickly and then look to heal your team. Okay, nice. Okay, yep, this is okay. Why are we shielding here? Did you try to shield for a teammate, but you're already in this guy's face, so his attacks don't really work anymore, and regardless, you're just in front of this guy, so your shield is not going to block anything, and then you shouldn't even shield for yourself because you're full HP. So if you want to shield for a teammate, you're in a wrong position for that, but if you want to shield for yourself, it's pointless because you're full HP. Yeah, that's a better shield. Trying to block for your cloak. Why are you going around here? So you did saw that you did see the Bucky in the middle there earlier, and it's just one Bucky. Why are you looping around? Just go straight to the middle. You're full HP Strange, he's just a Bucky. I'm not quite sure why you're playing so passive earlier. And now that you're going back, you should be going back with cover, right? Like, play some cover. Don't just stand in the middle. Okay, the shield there is fine, because you did block for your teammates. Okay, looking for this guy is also okay, because he's diving, so you can just kill him. Well, you probably shouldn't chase him all the way, but it does work out this time. Also maybe look for an ultimate, but it looks like you might not even need it. But again, I don't know why you're kind of waiting around like this, okay? So you kill this guy, you see the enemies there, instantly start going towards them. Like, why are you still kind of pacing around like this? Right, just keep going forward. You have Cloak ultimate, you have Rocket ultimate, you've killed like 3 enemies, just keep pressing them. Right, why are you still sitting here? Right, you should be instantly going aggressive when you have such an advantage with double support ultimates and enemies killed. And here, why are you babysitting the point? Walk forward, take space, don't just allow the enemies to walk up to you for free. Right, take some space, make them work for it. Okay, like that, yeah, that's better, thank you. You can even go even more aggressive, you can even go all the way here, or even all the way here. You can actually look for an ultimate. So what you can do is you can stay here, maybe fly away over this and ult in the air, cancel your flight, and you fall down here. Okay, or here, use your ult here. They're in your face, there's no one who can even block your ultimate because they have no shields. So, you can't just use your ultimate in their face. Generally, you don't want to use an ultimate in their face if there's someone who can block it, like an enemy Strange, or even a Groot because he can place down a wall, or an ammo, or anything really. But if the enemies are just in your face like this, where there's nobody who can block your ultimate, you can literally just ult in front of their face. And like, why are you keeping your ultimate? I mean, this is not the worst, but it's just so late. Like, you've lost a teammate, this guy is quite lower, you could literally have ulted like 10 seconds earlier over here, and the enemies wouldn't even get the chance to contest the point. This was not bad, but it's just a bit late. Like, now half of your team is dead. or you lost half of your team. It still works out fine, but it could have been so much better if you just used it a bit earlier.
Control lost.
Same thing as earlier, there's no need to babysit the point. You can just walk further and block the enemies from even getting close. I think you might be waiting for an enemy strange portal, but other than that, there's no reason to babysit the point. Hold here or like hold further up. Or even if you see the enemies, start getting closer. Yep, that's nice, that's good. Yep, that's nice. You almost killed her, that's pretty good, yep. Okay, you now have clock ultimate, you should be looking to damage. Yep, that's nice. Yep, good. You wanna explode. Almost, that was almost too close. You don't wanna get anti-heal. Okay, so for your Luna Snow, make sure to have the snowflake up on someone, right? Ideally, a duelist that can go around, that can flank like Star-Lord, Magic, Iron Fist, because you're not going to be seeing them all of the time, but you still want to be able to heal them from distance. And if there's no such DPS, you can place it on the tank, but at least place it on someone. Secondly, you can use your clap a lot earlier in the fight, and you should use it to do a lot of damage, kind of lining yourself up with your teammates and the enemies so that you can stack healing and damage at the same time, which absolutely builds a lot of extra ultimate charge. Thirdly, stop staying so far back that you're isolating yourself. Of course, you want to stay in the back of your team, but you want your team to act as bodyguards, which means you want to stay slightly behind them, slightly further back behind them, but not so far back that they can't even help you if you need it. In the back of your team, but not super far back. For your rocket, make sure to place your beacon, right? If it's an emergency case, just yeet it out there. You don't need to have perfect beacon positioning when your entire team is getting destroyed. Building on that, you kind of have this tendency to almost ignore your teammates when they need healing. These guys are just dying in front of your face or right next to you, and you're just not even healing them. Okay? As support, you should kind of take a look around, see what's going on with your team, and be aware of everyone on your team, making sure that everyone is getting healing, especially the other support. If you're playing against a dive, you should always keep an eye on your other support, because if you're getting dove, you want to heal each other and make that diver useless. Thirdly, with your strange, you want to take some space, play more aggressive, and don't hold your ultimate for so long. Lastly, with strange portals specifically, don't just jump straight into them. Take half a second, look around and see where you're actually jumping into. Because you don't want to be taken by surprise or make the mistake of jumping into the enemy team. Again, like I said, work on these things just one at a time, like with the previous session. Just pick one of them, focus on working on them, and yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions, just let me know, and yeah man, good luck.